hotel room just to be alone. Yeah, I got an issue with people pretending they like what they don't. Please don't bring up my issues unless you gon' deal with your own. Please don't try to pretend like you keep it real though. Yeah, it's funny that you got a lot of money, but that money doesn't buy you skills though. I don't care if I am on the billboards, on the killing spree, I'm about to kill more. Got a chain on you pay the mill for. I mean, what you people even live for? I'll write raps, you steal yours and more. We just getting warmed up. Yeah, I said I was coming, I warned you. So close to the fans, I feel like they're riding my tour. But you wanna know what I do in my downtime? They come to my fortress. I apologize for all the corpses. It's a mess right now, but I haven't had time to put the rappers in the coffins. We ain't talked in like 6 years, why you writing me now? I just turned 100K down just to keep the brand looking right now. I ain't bragging about the money, I'm just saying I ain't controlled by the bank account or the bank amounts. I'm a businessman, but don't touch my money, I don't play around. Lights out when the mic's out, about to hit the West Coast, hype crowds. I just put a record out, what you think I'm about to pipe down now? I've been looking for a beat, look what I found. I mean everything is coming out of my mouth. Try to tell me yeah, I ain't had the right sound. Oh yeah, well, tell me what you think now. 2 records in the bag, I ain't done no. What's coming next year? Let me hear the drum roll. Dumb flow. Anybody wanna be the one to make an issue out of nothing? I'ma hit you with my iPhone. I know, I'm a little out of hand now. I ain't looking for a handout. You ain't like what I was doing last year, which is funny cause you looking like a fan now. Are you a fan now? I kinda miss being broke. Now let me go back to my old days when I used to walk into high school and hand out my CD in hallways. I told all my teachers that I'll be a rapper. They smile and look at me, okay. That's a pretty nice dream, but you better get a real job. No way. Yeah, I live what you dreaming. I could do this while I'm sleeping. I ain't the type that'll bring up your name for nothing, but please don't give me a reason. I'm on the edge now. I ain't playing with you. Never really been a fan of taking pictures. I'm just being honest. Yeah, I'll take it with your show selling now. Better get your tickets out, Lord. I got a love for the fans, I can express what it feels like. Sometimes I wonder if it's even real life. Sometimes I look at the past and think about how I got here in the first place. You know the glove is my birthplace. I don't wanna be rude, but I can get you on my work. Say nothing for me, do it all the time. Yeah, they barely working while I'm working overtime. Last year they like, who am I? Now this year they like, you the guy. Here's a little something for your car rides. If they set up for love, they all lied. Yeah, you know the logo, better recognize. Yeah, it's real music to the day we die. Yeah, my name buzzing, ain't no way you could ignore it. I did not come this far so they could ignore me. I am not the one to say I'll do it in the morning. I'd rather get it done, don't focus on what's not important. They try to talk to me like they be nothing but supportive. Appreciate the love but do not show up on my doorstep. If you ain't about that real, I suggest that you avoid me. If we ain't on the same page, that's the end of story. You are not a baller cause your closet's full of Jordans. You are not a rich man cause you're on the Forbes list. First I dropped the record, then you know I gotta tour it. Real still the slogan, only difference is there's more of us. The story of my life feels like it's just beginning now. I ask you a question, I want answers, not to run around. You the one that brought it up, but I'm the one that shut it down. If you ain't got that album yet, I brought you one, I'm at your house. Hey. All I see is green lights. Green light. All I see is green lights. Green light. All I spit is real life. Real life. Bet you don't know what that's like. All I see is green lights. Green lights. All I see is green lights. Green lights. Yeah. All I spit is real life. Real life. I bet you don't know what that's like. I know where I'm going. I don't let no one distract me. I don't need directions for nobody in the backseat. I don't need these people in my corner trying to gas me. I'd rather have people in my corner trying to check me. Yeah, I walk up the bus a different city than the last week. Let the fans speak. They gon' tell you about the past me. If I'm being honest, last year I was in a bad place. Wouldn't say I'm out of it, but don't feel like I can't be. Who you know dropping clean records, but they nasty. I was made for this, I could tell when mama had me. I hopped right off the table, told my doctor I ain't average. He asked me, what does that mean? I told him, get the pen and pad, please. Who'da known I'd write something that could change lives? I don't think y'all fully understand the way you change mine. I look at the future, that's
It is time. What is up, everyone? Hey, if you're new to one of my live streams, my name is Tyler. I'm a pen tester by day, make some content, teaching, creating stuff in the evening, but super good to have you hanging out with me. Do want to let you know right away that I'm live right now on 3 different platforms. You can join on whichever platform works best for you, but I'm live right now on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitch. On YouTube and LinkedIn, I just stream under my name, Tyler Ramsbey. And over on Twitch, I stream under the name hack_smarter. So YouTube and LinkedIn is Tyler Ramsbey. Twitch, it is hack_smarter. But yo, super excited to be taking that about. Jeez, I cannot talk. Super excited for you to be hanging out with me. I just realized I forgot to turn on my lamp over here. One sec. Oh, you can also see, if you look closely at my desk, you can see the food I steal from my kids while I work, right? I get hungry, I work from home, which is a bad habit because I just walk upstairs and grab snacks. But because I have kids, all my snacks are kid snacks. So like, you know, just bumping, like I'm hacking stuff and eating animal crackers at the same time. So I'll throw my animal cracker bags back there. But let me pull up chat. Oh yeah, I do have my Advent of Cyber shirt on from 2023. OG. All right, let me scroll up and say hello to everyone. We got Zero Cool with the first blood in chat as usual. Good to have you here, my friend. We got 44C Gang. We got Sank Logic. What is up? We have Bottleneck. Good to have you here. We got Saturn. We got Nefos. We got Death Wisho. We got Shooter McGab said, just started section 5 of Intro to AWS Pen Testing. Great course so far. Hey, thank you so much. And for those of you who have not gotten my Intro to AWS Pen Testing course, what are you waiting on? I have a promo video for that I'm going to show shortly. But seriously, that course, I could have sold it for $300 to $500. I am selling it at least right now for $20 for lifetime access, and it's not going to stay that way. So if you haven't bought the course, go buy the freaking course. It should be in the description of this video, at least on YouTube. I have it here on YouTube. I don't know if it worked well on Twitch and stuff when I drop it in the description via Restream, but it is here on YouTube in the description. What up, Simple Lewis? What up, St. Steven? Let's scroll. We got Blaze Bits. What is up, Blaze Bits? Definitely Fed material. Heck yeah. Working with the feds. Got to make that extra money. What up, Hoy Minoy? Yo, Tyler, I found a Vaughn, an open source project, made a security advisor with GitHub. Devs committed the fix. Now what? I sent the request for the ID to MITRE. Still no response. Any advice? Dude, unfortunately, I don't have any advice. If you figure out a way to get MITRE to respond to you, let me know. I have 3 CVEs that have been pending with MITRE for the past 5 months, and I have followed up every single month. Eventually, they'll get back to you. A few pieces of advice I guess I can share. Follow up every 5 days. Like, just when you fill out the CVE, you'll get an email response. Respond to that email every 5 days asking for status updates. After a month, if they don't get back to you, open a new ticket via the MITRE submitting a form, and just be as annoying as possible. They will eventually get back to you, but I'm in the same boat. I have 3 CVEs that are pending. They've been patched by the vendor, and I've even been acknowledged in the patch notes. But MITRE freaking... They claim they still exist, like the CV project supposedly still exists, but from my perspective, it went away. I don't know what's happened to it, but I cannot get them to get back to me either. What up, Ping? Good to have you here. What up, Nidus? What up, Theron? Hey, Ty, I'm a noob in cyber. Please tell me, how can I start my career in cybersecurity? You should start your career in cybersecurity by... Well, there's a few different things. You can enroll my Intro to Hacking Methodology course on Simply Cyber Academy. That is free. And honestly, just Google it. I don't need to give you the link. Google Simply Cyber Academy. Make a free account. Find my Intro to Hacking Methodology course, sign up there. Another good resource is TCM Security. So on TCM, kind of their flagship course for ethical hacking is Practical Ethical Hacking, the PEH. It's kind of like my Intro to Hacking Methodology course, but like a billion times better and more comprehensive. So I highly recommend that. Deathwish said, bought it as soon as the email came in. Awesome. Is that an Advent of Cyber? It is. From 2023, so a couple years old. But I think 2023 was the first time that TryHackMe asked me to be one of the official like streamers for it. And I got a shirt out of it. Can we get an Azure one also? Eventually you'll get an Azure one. What's the plan for the day? Okay, so the plan for the day is, I don't know if you guys remember from last stream, but we were working through, I think it's called Mobius. No, not Mobius. Ledger on TryHackMe is an Active Directory challenge room. I have part 1 and part 2 up on my YouTube channel, and I've been working through it live, so I haven't prepped it all. We're hopefully going to finish that machine tonight. I believe it's been a while. We got the user flag, and I think I was working on privilege escalation, and that's when we paused the stream. So part 1 and part 2 are on my channel. Hopefully we can film part 3 today and finish that machine. Also need to do some troubleshooting on my silver platter machine. I've had a few people report that a port's not open, and I just need to double check that. And I figured, hey, I have to do this anyways. I'll just do it quick on stream while we're hanging out. So I'm going to do that first. Also, Q&A. So keep asking questions. Happy to answer some more questions. And as far as the Azure course, Nidus, when that one's going to come out, I don't want to make courses on things I don't have a lot of experience doing. I've only done a handful of Azure pen tests, so I don't feel like I'm at an experience level yet to make a good Azure course, whereas I do AWS pen testing all the time. As my org that I work for gets more Azure pen tests, I'll be doing those. I also do GCP pen testing, but I've only done a few. So once I get more experience under my belt for Azure and GCP, I'll for sure make courses on those. Yotai, do you plan to create other courses? Already been recommending your AWS pen testing course to fellow pen testers. First, thank you so much for recommending it. And second, yes, I do. And I can even show you guys kind of my course schedule over on Ko-Fi. So if you don't follow me on Ko-Fi or support me on Ko-Fi, you should. Let me get this to open, and then I'll share my screen. Maybe. Do I not have internet? I'm still live, right? I think I'm still live. Just loading slowly. Okay. Anyways, here's my Ko-Fi page. If you want to support what I do, you can do it here. You also get some cool benefits if you do become a supporter. So if you go over here to membership, you can see I have a few different membership plans. If you enroll in HackSmarter support, you get early access to my courses. So these people have had access to my Intro to AWS pen testing course like 2 or 3 weeks before it released, and they help beta test it. So if you're in that plan, you'll get access to my courses as I make them. The HackSmarter Learning Plan for $35 a month will give you access to all my courses as they release. You don't have to buy them separately. And I actually need to update this because I have released my Intro to AWS pen testing. So this one's free. I just released this one. My next course I'm aiming for July 2025 is going to be hands-on phishing. I'll walk you through how to set up full phishing infrastructure, how to purchase domain names, how to pick out like targets when you're pen testing organization, how to use like DigitalOcean to spin up all of like your C2 and the landing pages for the phishing. I'll show both GoFish and Evil Engine X, so I'll be doing that. Then practical CVE hunting, if CVEs are still around then, and then pen test reporting. So that's kind of what I'm working on for courses throughout this year. So yes, more courses coming out. Let me scroll up. Congrats on the course release. Can't wait to check it out. Thank you, Clifton. I appreciate it. Thank you. I just finished a new CompTIA A+. So I'm excited to start your hacking course now. Well, hey, congrats on the A+. Thank you. If we didn't find any open ports, what should we do to continue the pen testing? All depends on context, and that there's too much context to be able to answer that question. Yo, would you make a web hacking course? Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I feel a little odd making a web hacking course because I feel like that's covered really well elsewhere. TCM has some incredible web hacking courses and certs on the TCM side of things, and PortSwigger also is an amazing free resource. So like, I'm trying to make courses on things that I don't think are adequately covered elsewhere. And so, yeah. I'm on Ko-Fi. I don't need to pay $20 for the course. No. So if you're on the HackSmarter Learning Plan, I emailed all of you when the course came out and gave you a coupon to get the course. If you didn't get that, check your email. How about Blue Side? Any free recommendations? I'm kind of stopped and learned, so I forget what I learned. TCM has, I believe, their SOC course and another course they're working on. A big part of that is in their free tier. So check out the free tier over at TCM. I don't make any blue team content because I don't work on the blue team. I try to only teach stuff that I actually do. I don't want to be your typical influencer that just makes courses about stuff I don't know what I'm saying. So I probably won't be making any blue team courses just because I'm not a blue teamer. Wait, are they really going to delete CVEs? I don't know what's the deal with CVEs. Sync Logic. Okay, so Sync Logic. I don't know why you didn't get an email, but DM me on Discord. I'm assuming you have me on Discord. DM me on Discord, and also tag me on Discord. So like in the Hack Smarter Discord channel, just comment anywhere there, tag me and say, hey Tyler, check your DMs. As soon as I'm done streaming, I'll check that and figure out why you didn't get the email. But I'll send you the coupon. It should have came from my Gmail account. Oh my goodness, just got a super chat. Hey, well, thank you so much, Harrison Wills. Let me go and answer your question, but thank you so much for your generosity. Really do appreciate it. Hey, Tyler, I'm a security engineer looking to get into pen testing. I'm working on search right now, but I am concerned about my ability to find jobs. How does one find associate pen tester jobs? So, Harrison, part of it depends on where you live. So if you live in the United States, I actually have a video that covers this. I won't pull it up. You can find it on my YouTube channel. It's like how to become an ethical hacker in 2024. It still applies to 2025. But here would be my plan in a nutshell if you want to land a job as a pen tester. Number one, start with a little bit of Try Hack Me. So I don't know how brand new you are. You say you're a security engineer looking to get into pen testing. So it seems like you're already pretty technical. But Try Hack Me is just a good resource. A lot of this stuff is free. But once you're kind of beyond that Try Hack Me level, I really recommend going through TCM Security and enrolling in their PEH or Practical Ethical Hacking course. So the PEH course over on TCM Academy. That course is taught by Heath. It is incredibly well done and comprehensive, and it will help connect the dots for you to be able to start solving machines on your own. Once you're done with the PEH, I recommend getting the OSCP. So I'm personally not a big fan of OffSec, but unfortunately, the OSCP is still sort of the gold standard when it comes to HR and getting past that HR screening. So get the OSCP. Once you get the OSCP, the reality is a lot of people have the OSCP, so you need to make yourself stand apart. So in my video, I talk about how you can do security research and find your first CVE in an open source project. As of now, CVEs are still a thing. I believe they have funding at least till the end of the year. And then once you have that CVE, you're gonna at least get to the interview part of a pen testing job. The other thing I would recommend is make sure you're part of communities, whether it's Hack Smarter, Simply Cyber, TCM, whatever community, make sure you're a part of them and you're actually active in them. It feels a little bit unfair, but it is true that it's not what you know, it's who you know. Getting a job as a pen tester is incredibly difficult unless you have good connections and good friendships in the field. So that would be a rough map that I would follow. And like I said in my video, I explain in a little more detail, but that's what I would recommend. What, Gray Hatter? I'm not sure what you're talking about. I think you're just confused on terms, my friend. Oh, nice. Okay, that's awesome, Harrison. Hey, T, you did this video once about how to get started in cybersec back in 22. Would you do a revised? I did it in 24, I think, unless you're speaking of a different video. I have a video on how to become an ethical hacker in 2024. But yeah, I can revise it. Otherwise, like, I know I keep recommending TCM, but they have great resources, including a blog. Let me pull this up for you all. Okay, it doesn't think I'm a human. All right, there we go. So, check out this blog by TCM. There's also a video that accompanies it, How to Become an Ethical Hacker in 2025. Heath does a very good job covering everything here that you need to know. And the coolest thing about the blog, if I must say so myself, let's see, is right here, top hacking content creators. He included me, which is like mind-blowing because like when I was trying to become a pen tester, I went through the TCM training and just like I remember reading this blog, guys, back in like the 2022 or 2021 version when I was trying to become a pen tester and following this blog, and then the 2025 version I was included in the freaking blog that I was following. Like mind-blowing. But this is a really, really good blog that covers that. Oh, about job hunting itself. So it seems like junior pen test jobs hardly exist. That's unfortunately where the networking part really comes in. Like, I don't know if you're able to attend conferences or if you do or attend meetups, but like that's really the key, I think, to unlocking this field is that relationship building. Gray Hatter, I think you have your terms confused there. Security engineer and pen testing are different things. Security engineer is often you're working on the blue team and infrastructure. Pen testing, you're doing, well, hacking. It's different things. When is the phishing course going to be ready? Hopefully July. Can I do this course on iPad? My computer died. Probably not. You're going to need a computer. Okay, guys. Real quick, before we dive into things, I need to give you a word from our sponsor. And our sponsor is me. So, before we continue, enjoy this word. This video is sponsored by Tyler Ramsbey, which is me. Here you go. My Intro to AWS Pen Testing course is available right now for only $20 for lifetime access. This course covers everything from setting up your own AWS pen testing lab to IAM enumeration and Lambda and S3 buckets and privilege escalation, all ending with 2 full capstone challenges created by me based on things that I see in the real world when doing AWS pen testing. So go ahead and get signed up right now and learn AWS pen testing for yourself. Happy hacking. All right, there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed that video by our sponsor, aka me sponsoring my own stuff. That's the beauty of being a YouTuber. And I do have the course in the description, the YouTube side of things. I'm not sure if it fit into Twitch and stuff, so let me just drop a link to the course here. But here it is. 65 lessons across 10 different sections. I spent a lot of time designing this course, making the labs. Like, I think you'll find it incredibly helpful. And I am not joking when I say I could have easily charged $300, $400, $500 for this course, but I wanted to make sure it was affordable, accessible. So it's $20 lifetime access to the course. So if you have not bought it, you need to go buy it. So, hey, big thank you to Tyler Ramsbey for making this live stream possible. Oh, thank you, Tyler. I appreciate the kind words. You're welcome. Okay, now that I'm done being schizophrenic, let me do some quick troubleshooting. So my other course is Intro to Hacking Methodology, and it's based on this machine right here. I'll just drop it here. We're not going to go through the machine right now, but if you guys want to check it out yourself, this is an official challenge machine I created for TryHackMe. I've created a few of these. I created Silver Platter, CyberLens, and Hack Smarter Security are all original and official releases. But people were telling me that they were having issues connecting on port 8080. So I just want to see kind of what's going on. If it's bugged, it's not my fault. And I don't think it's something I can fix. It's a bug on TryHackMe side. So I wanted to check this before I forgot. And then ping TryHackMe if I need to fix it. And I don't even have a connection to it. Oh, I already have it saved. I see. Where is Silver Platter? Oh, where do I have it a few times? There it is. Okay, well, let's comment that one out real quick. Just a quick fix. All right, there we go. And now I just want to see if I go to see if it loads. It is being oddly really slow. It's loading. What is being so slow? I don't know if it's my computer. Okay, so it does seem like there's an issue with TryHackMe. Now, I have a special chat with TryHackMe, and they said that there were some issues with ports and stuff not showing up. This just seems incredibly slow, though, right now. Like, this one's loading, but it's being slow. Okay, let me see if I can... It's not even, like, curling. It shows open. Oh, you know what I bet might be the issue? Were you guys doing it? No, it still shows open. So I know the issue people are having is that this port wasn't open, but it is open, although it's being really slow, but that just might be my end. Oh, I need to go 80/80 here. Why is this being so incredibly slow? Is it my VPN? All right, we're going to continue troubleshooting. Shows the ports but can't do anything. Yeah. It's something odd's definitely going on. Let me troubleshoot this real quick, guys. But like I said, I know if there's an issue, it's on the Try Hack Me side because I haven't updated the machine. So it's going to be something THM's going to have to fix, but I can at least open up a ticket with them. But this is being abnormally slow. Let me try the attack box, see if that does anything different. Test other region with the VPN. That's a good idea. Yeah, it's almost like my VPN for Try Hack Me is bugged out. Fixing THM's infrastructure, not clickbait. You know, I have rarely had issues with their infrastructure. I've had more issues with Hack the Box. I got working trying other regions. Got it. So like I said, it's not something I can fix. Probably, but I can at least maybe identify the root issue and then open up a ticket with the THM staff and get it fixed. We'll just have to wait for this to open. I want to make sure I do proper troubleshooting here. Because if it's slow from my machine, that could mean my VPN just sucks, right? If it's slow from the attack box, then we might have a different issue. But I mean, the ports are open. It's attempting to load it. This is, I mean, kind of attempting to load it. Not really. You can see it from when I was doing it before. If I click into that, it's just slow. All right, attack box is almost done. Let's just... Okay, so this one's done. So this one eventually did load on my machine. The frick... I don't know what that is. Try hack me. Whatever. Okay, I don't know, dude. The attack box itself looks like it's having some weird issues. Doesn't it? Let's see. Ah, I thought I copied it. Oh, you know what? It's probably this stupid thing that you can't copy and paste. At least not in Firefox. It works in Chromium-based browsers, I've noticed. But not in Firefox. Okay, silverplatter.thm. I'm going to go ahead and save that. We are working now in a VM within a VM. Where's the thing? There we go. Get this pulled up. THM seems to be having issues. Since you guys are watching me, if anyone minds going and trying to launch Silver Platter, and let me know if you're getting the same just slowness from the network. That'd be super helpful. but there's something bugged out on Try Hack Me. Try changing my VPN. I can. So that eventually loads. All right. Let's go ahead and terminate this because I'm going to have to change VPNs. Stop sharing my screen just for a moment because I don't know if it shows anything I'm not supposed to show on stream when I go to access. And we're going to try to switch to... Well, I'm already on VIP. Which you think would be good. Let me switch to Europe VIP just to test. Harrison says, THM has been slow for me lately. There might just be a ton of people online. Yeah, very possible. Frustrating, though. Because then, like, I have this free course, and people are like, yo, the machine's not working, and it's nothing I can fix. All right, let me... All right, let's try this now. This will be my last attempt, then we'll go back into Ledger. Hopefully Ledger works, though. I mean, hopefully that doesn't have the same issue. I tried to boot it up, and I cannot even ping the machine. Yeah, something odd's going on. If anyone else wants to continue testing, please do. Try to boot it up. Do give it a few minutes after it boots up. All right, let me scroll up in chat. I'll answer some questions while we wait. Oh my gosh, I'm missing Silver Platter. You are not, Mary. I'm troubleshooting some THM infrastructure issues. I've had a few reports of Silver Platter not working, but nothing has changed on Silver Platter, and it's worked for thousands of people up to this point. And others are saying they've had issues with THM overall. And I have a message from THM staff saying, hey, if you guys notice machines being unresponsive or stuff, let us know. So I think it's a bigger issue with THM's infrastructure. So I'm just doing some troubleshooting now so I can open up a ticket with THM to get this fixed. Let me scroll through. What kind of VPN you use? Well, right now I'm just using TryHackMe's VPN. It's not what you think of, like a typical VPN to hide my stuff. It's just so I can connect to the network. But when I do bug bounty, I use Windscribe. This is not a sponsorship, but I found Windscribe to be an incredible VPN. I think the free version you can use like up to 10 gigs. But I use the yearly plan, right? It's very affordable for the yearly plan, and this is what I use every time I do bug bounty, so I don't freaking burn my real IP. Let me scroll up. Did you get cleared by THM to continue working on Ledger Live? You can always work on it live. You're just supposed to wait a certain amount of time after it releases, but yeah, we're good to work on it live. Hey, Tyler, do you have Kali Linux as your main OS? No. I don't recommend that. Or do you dual boot with Kali and Windows? I don't dual boot with Kali and Windows. I dual boot with Ubuntu and Windows. Ubuntu is my primary OS. I only use Windows when I game, but I use Ubuntu as my primary OS. Did you hear about the court case with him with Windscribe? There's a court case? No, I didn't know there was such a thing. What? It might as well have been in Greek. It was. It showed that an IP address that belonged to one of Windscribe servers in Finland was used to breach a server in Greece. Given the nature of VPN, especially ones that value privacy, some bad apples sometimes use VPNs to commit crime. Some people will say this is why VPN should be banned, but it's a rather misguided approach. When a Windscribe user does something allegedly illegal, we usually get subpoena, which includes an IP address and a timestamp. We get 5 of 10 of these per month. Since we're a non-logging VPN service, we state this fact, and 99.9% of the time that makes the matter go away, since we're not obligated to store logs. This time something usual happened. Greek authorities, with the help of Interpol, subpoenaed the hosting provider in order to get the billing information associated with the account, which in that case was me. This account, much like 100 other accounts we maintain with various hosting providers worldwide, is a corporate account, and the fact that Windscribe VPN owns the server is very evident. Blah, blah. So they got sued. Although Windscribe has legal representative in Canada, they cannot do much as far as international criminal proceedings. I kicked off a nearly 2-year-long process. This, you can imagine, is a costly matter. It would have been a lot faster and cheaper to simply hand over the logs in order to identify the culprit. However, you cannot hand over what you do not have. So off to court I go. Dude, that's insane. Yeah. So here's what I like about Windscribe is a lot of VPNs say we don't keep logs. They do. Windscribe doesn't. And that's what I know about them. Like, They really don't keep logs. Now, that doesn't really matter to me because, like, when I use Windscribe, it's just bug bounty. But you can think of whistleblower, security research, things like that. That might be helpful for you. But Windscribe is the best, most legit VPN I found for security research and things like that. And as you can see, even if someone gets your IP, they can't do anything with it because Windscribe legit, unlike other VPNs that claim it, really does not keep logs. They cannot give people information. So yeah. Interesting. Okay, I'll go back and look at chat in just a second, guys. Let's see if we can try this now. So I connected to a different VPN. Let me go ahead and update this IP right here for Silver Platter. All right, and let's just go to it. Whoops. Oh, wow. It's the VPN. Guys, look how much faster that is. Or maybe it was just cached. That could have just been cached now that I'm thinking of it. Shows port 80 is open. Still not loading. Something's not working on here. Here, 1 second, guys. Let me pop open a Discord real quick. Make sure I'm not sharing my screen. All right, let me go ahead and get this ticket open with THM. I want to make sure I get this resolved. Let me find the right thing. Users report that my Silver Platter machine isn't showing port 8080 or port 8080 isn't working. Try it from both VPN and the attack box with the same behavior. Let's see. The other thing. Oh, so Harrison says he's having issues there. Okay. Yeah, so actually a THM issue, not something I can really fix, but give me just a second. Let's see if I can grab the root password real quick. I don't even have it. Well, maybe I do have it in my own notes. Apologize, guys. I wasn't planning on doing an entire freaking video of me trying to troubleshoot hack me stuff. I thought this would be much shorter, but because it's affecting people, I want to do my best to really identify the root issue here. Okay, yeah, I got password for Tim. Okay, let's see if this works. You guys can watch me. Can I not even SSH in? Are you joking me? What's your thoughts on NordVPN? I've never used it. I don't know. I will just say this. Oh, here we go. Here I got password. As a general rule, when you hear random YouTubers and stuff saying, "Hey, stay safe online with this VPN," it's probably not as legit. But I don't know. I like Windscribe because it's more under the radar and doesn't pay a bunch of influencers to make videos for them. All right. We're going to do some AWS hacking real quick, guys. We're going to curl the AWS metadata endpoint. If you want to know what I'm doing, hey, you can watch or enroll in my AWS pen testing course I talked about earlier. Okay, cool. I am able to hit it from here. Why is it a T3 micro? It should not be a T3 micro. This is the issue right here. Try hack me lowered the freaking size of the machine. Are you joking me? Come on, THM. You're making me look bad. 1 second. So that's the issue. To explain this, it has 1 gigabyte of RAM. You guys. Is anyone in THM staff in chat right now? If so, can you freaking fix this so people stop pinging me on my course? But anyway, so what ended up happening is for some reason, TryHackMe lowered the size of the virtual machine on the back end for the room. And when it's lowered, Silver Peas, the service that runs in the back end, needs a certain amount of resources in order for it to spawn properly. Well, TryHackMe decided to lower it. It used to be a medium right here, and they lowered it to a micro. Gosh. 1 second. Anyways, they freaking lowered the machine without telling me. And like, what's frustrating about this is when I was doing QA testing for the machine with TryHackMe, we recognized that this was an issue, that if it wasn't a larger instance type, it would not load properly because Silver Platter would crash on the back end. I don't know if they did. Yeah, they maybe auto-scaled older rooms, but they can't do that. It's annoying because now I have some extra work to do because, like, technically, my course over on Simply Cyber isn't going to work right now. At least the ethical hacking, the intro to hacking methodology course. So I need to go update that real quick to let people know that TryHackMe broke it. And as soon as it's fixed, I'll let them know. So I'm going to go here. You guys can watch me fix it, but oh, that's annoying. Thankfully, this is a free course, so it's not as big of a deal. But TryHackMe has lowered the resources provided to the Silver Platter machine this course is based on. As a result, the machine is not working properly. I have pinged TryHackMe staff to get this fixed ASAP. As soon as it's fixed, the machine will work as normal and you will be able to progress through the course. You can still work through this course and take notes, but please know some of the hands-on labs will not work properly. Unfortunately, it is not something I can fix. It's something TryHackMe needs to revert on their end. Convenience. Incon. Okay. Let me pull this over here. And now I need to respond to people on Discord. Let me ping the couple of people who had the issue. I'm a huge fan of TryHackMe. Like I'm on their freaking QA team. Like I QA machines. But this is frustrating because like I've taken other courses by people, and when I'm going through a course and like they're showing me something and it doesn't work when I'm doing it, it really pisses me off because then you can't follow along. So I'm upset because it's like, I'm that person now. My course wasn't working as it should have been, but it wasn't even something I can fix, which I guess is the downside of using a third-party host to host the machine. But I think hosting on TryHackMe is better than like, hey, here's a freaking ISO, download it to VirtualBox and host it yourself. Like that would not be user-friendly. So thankfully, I do have good relationship with TryHackMe. I'm sure once they see my message, we'll get this fixed ASAP. But for those of you who are working through the Intro to Hacking Methodology course, once again, I apologize if you had any issues with the Silver Platter machine. But as you can see, I do take it seriously. I have now spent 50 minutes troubleshooting this, identifying the root cause, and raising the issue with THM staff. And I just want to point out, I did all of this work for a free course. Now imagine the level of commitment you get from me if you sign up for my AWS pen testing course for only $20. If you haven't yet, you should sign up. But okay, guys, we are... Hey, what up, Eric? Good to have you here. Turn A mine, have people boot it. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of extra steps there. The THM's easiest, and like it's going to be an easy fix. It's not going to be a hard thing for them to fix. And as soon as they see my message, they will fix it. Like I have really good relationships with everyone at TryHackMe, so I'm not concerned at all. They'll get it fixed. Maybe they hire someone from OffSec. You got to have the TryHackMe Plus plan to have the better EC2s. And you guys got to see the troubleshooting process. I mean, I don't have access to TryHackMe infrastructure, but I know how AWS works, and I know they host in AWS. So I SSH into the machine. I queried the metadata endpoint for AWS, which is what I teach how to do in my AWS pen testing course. I queried the metadata endpoint. I was able to find the instance size, and then I knew, oh, this is exactly what they did to break it. So if you want to learn that stuff, enroll in my AWS pen testing course, and you'll learn how to do what I just did, but you'll be able to learn how to do it as a hacker, and you can actually exploit what I just showed you. Fun stuff. All right, well, now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and see if we have better luck with that Ledger machine. I'm going to go ahead and get this booted up, and we'll have to review our notes because it's been a while since we were on this machine. So for those of you just tuning in, part 1 and part 2 of this machine is on my YouTube channel. Part 1, we did our enumeration. Part 2, we got the user flag, and this is hopefully going to be part 3. What's different about this than maybe other YouTubers is I'm not prepping ahead of time. This is me approaching this machine completely blind. You will see my full methodology, my frustrations, the rabbit holes I fall into, but I have no idea what to expect. So I'm giving you my live thought process as we work through this. Now, it does take a little bit of time for the machine to boot up. So we have 75 people watching. You know what would be a good time to do right now? I'll show you. Let me get it pulled up. It would be a good time to, once again, we're about midstream. I think this is a good time to hear a word from our sponsor just one more time, since we have to wait for this machine to work anyway. So enjoy this word from our sponsor. I want to give a big thank you to Tyler Ramsbey for sponsoring this live stream and making this live stream possible. Enjoy the word from our sponsor, Tyler, one last time. My Intro to AWS Pen Testing course is available right now for only $20 for lifetime access. This course covers everything from setting up your own AWS pen testing lab to IAM enumeration and Lambda and S3 buckets and privilege escalation, all ending with 2 full capstone challenges created by me based on things that I see in the real world when doing AWS pen testing. So go ahead and get signed up right now and learn AWS pen testing for yourself. Happy hacking. Wow, thank you so much, Tyler, for sponsoring this video. I appreciate you making this live stream possible for everyone. But seriously, guys, seriously, if you haven't signed up for my AWS course, go sign up for it. Drop the link in chat. I think you will be in awe at the value. Not only is it 65 lessons across 10 sections with 2 capstone challenges, you also get 14 CEUs by working through the course. You have an affiliate link for that ad as well? I should. I should create my own affiliate link for my own course that I'm selling. That would be amazing. All right. Anyways, I need to get logged into Notion real quick, and then we have to get back to where we were at in the previous video, and then I will start recording. So, what? Now Notion's not working? Guys, everything's falling apart. Good morning from Tokyo. Amazing. Thank you for being here. Good to have you here. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and just remember where we've been in this room. Here's all my notes when we were working through it. And let's add a table of contents. It's a little bit easier to see here in Notion. AWS is Amazon Web Services. It is basically what most of the internet runs on the back end. Well, I would say maybe not most, but I think it actually is most. Anyways, I'm not going to explain this stuff, guys, because I made 2 other videos about this on my YouTube channel. Check out Ledger Part 1 and Ledger Part 2 if you feel lost. But we had SMB open. How did we even get access again? Oh, that's right. We used netexec to drop the descriptions of users. We also got the full list of users. When we did that, it gave us access to 2 users, Ivy Willis and Susanna McKnight, with their passwords ChangeMe2023. All right, we did some password spraying across all of it, but I think it was only these 2 users who had access. We went and got Bloodhound loot, and then Susanna McKnight had remote desktop users. So Susanna McKnight has access to the machine with RDP, and that's where we left off. So let's go ahead and see if we can get back to that point. Jump over to here, grab the IP, we'll do sudo nano etc hosts. And Ledger right here. All right, and let me drop into my Ledger folder. Whoops. Call this RDP, and we'll do Remina. We'll get this session opened up. We'll hit up ledger.thm. We will hit yes on that, and let's jump over to our user, Susanna McKnight. I think I have her information up here, so I don't have to get a typo when I type it. We'll grab her username, drop it in, grab her password of ChangeMe2023, and okay to sign in. Oh my goodness, Sync Logic. Thank you so much for the sponsor, Chad. He says, AWS pen testing course, $20. It's a steal. Absolutely it is. Hey, thank you, Sync Logic, for your generosity and just for your kind words. I really do appreciate it. Oh, you guys see this? I just saw it. Where did it go? This machine is a T medium, which is what I need on mine. Oh, well, it's not there anymore. Anyways, we have RDP access as this user, and we were able to get the user flag. So from here, we can start recording and dive into, hopefully, the last little part of this machine. So let me go ahead and close out this extra client right here. Jump over to here. I'm going to hit record. I know it doesn't, I mean, I'm already live with you guys, but what we're going to do right now is I'm going to hit the record button and we're going to make the video for YouTube. But I'm going to keep the chat up. You guys can be part of the YouTube video. So when I hit record, make sure you say hello to everyone watching this video in the future. Let me grab a drink. All right. Hey, welcome to part 3 of my video series working through the Ledger machine on TryHackMe. This is a hard-rated Active Directory machine, and if you missed parts 1 and 2, I highly recommend and encourage you to check those out. What's a little bit different from this approach to other YouTubers is I have not gone through this machine ahead of time. I really have no idea what to expect. I'm going through this blindly, and I'm sharing with you throughout this 3-part series my full methodology, my note-taking process, my frustrations, the rabbit holes I fall into, to give you kind of a realistic look at what it's like working through a hard machine like this and learning as we go. Also, say hello to the people watching this live. If you do not watch my live streams, you should. You might see the chat popping up actually in this corner right here. Everyone's saying hello to YouTube. If you want to be part of these filmings, you just have to join me when I live stream. I live stream multiple times a week, and hey, join me when I'm live. You can be part of the filming. But here we go. We're going to dive into this file. We have the Arch user just letting you all know he uses Arch. That's hilarious. That makes me laugh. All right, let's go ahead and dive right back in where we left off in part 2 of the video. So in part 2, over here on this, we were able to get RDP access as Susanna McKnight, and we were able to get the user flag, and that's where I stopped. I didn't do anything further from there. So now that we have RDP access to the machine, what I'm assuming we need to do is privilege escalation or somehow get domain admin, knowing that it's Active Directory. So there's really a few different routes we can do. I'm going to go ahead and do an H1 here. And let's just call this privilege escalation. And a few things that we could check. We could check for like outdated software. Maybe we can do privesc. But really what I'm thinking is going to be the goal of this machine, because it is an Active Directory machine and not just a Windows machine, is I have a feeling the privilege escalation is going to be more of an Active Directory misconfiguration and not like outdated software. So we're also going to want to look into Active Directory misconfigurations. And one good resource we'll look through is the Orange Cyber Defense AD mind map. That's going to be a good thing to dive into. If you've never heard of the Orange Cyber Defense AD mind map, you are in for a treat for when I show that to you. But real quickly, although, what? Why? Why did you disconnect me? Well, that's the beauty of doing this live. Let's go ahead and see if we can get reconnected. We'll just, to make this more realistic, let's imagine, you know, a user logged into the machine and they somehow kicked us off the machine. But we'll see if we can get reconnected real quick as Susanna McKnight. Maybe it timed out. I have no idea. We'll grab that. Grab Change Me 2023. Hey, would you do more AD stuff in the future? For sure. I actually have a really quite extensive playlist on my YouTube channel on Active Directory. I think I have like 20 or 30 videos on that. So check out that playlist on my YouTube channel on Active Directory hacking. All right, back on the machine. Now I'm just going to explore via the GUI because it's easy, and we'll see what's going on here. We'll go to local disk, and we'll go to program files. I just want to see if there's any programs that stand out to me, you know, like a VPN or something like that we might be able to exploit. And I'm not seeing anything. It's also being very slow. Like I'm clicking, it's taking a second. Is it going to open? Is it going to open? Let's try again. It's not going to open. That's cool. That's a good, I guess, cybersecurity defense is just make your machine really slow to make the hacker impatient. We have 7-zip, but that's not probably going to be exploitable. Nothing really interesting here. So I'm going to go back to what I think. Okay. Anything that requires me not to have to actually use this RDP connection, that's what we're going to do. Can I use Evil WinRM instead? What was her name? Was it Susanna McKnight like that? Let's see if we can use Evil. Oh, it's like this. Let's see if we can use Evil WinRM because I don't want to deal with the slowness of this RDP connection. Which, once again, I say this all the time. I just want to point it out. You should always have multiple ways to accomplish your objective. So, RDP sucks. That's fine. Well, how else are you going to do remote access? Well, since we're in the remote access group, we might be able to use Evil WinRM and get remote access on the terminal. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Let's do single quote so we can escape that. And now I think it's I for our IP. And maybe that won't work either. No, getting hacked, brick your servers, easy fix. Exactly. Okay, we might be stuck with the RDP connection. Maybe we can just do all of it via some other tooling. Oh, so it's because it's not even open, and I didn't even realize that looking at the ports. All right, so we're stuck with the bad and slow RDP connection. That's fine. Let me show you the Orange Cyber Defense AD mind map. This is an incredible resource. As you're working through Active Directory, I use this on real pen tests when I'm going through it. So we have the 2025 version right here. And I mean, this is just a massive mind map of things to try and things to do once you get access to Active Directory. So you can actually see we've done some of these things already. So we began with no credentials when we started this machine. We did in-map stuff. We didn't need the DCIP because we already had that. We checked for anonymous SMB shares. We enumerated LDAP, and that's how we ended up getting access. was via LDAP, but we use netexec LDAP on here, not LDAP search, but that probably would have done the same thing. So we were able to get access there. And if we scroll up here, we have a valid user, no password. Well, we actually have a user and a password, so let's scroll to the next mind map. And we have valid credentials right here. So let's walk through this. Find all users. We've already done that. And there's really not much more we can do that's there. We could enumerate SMB shares. I already did that as well, I believe in the previous video. Nothing helpful there. And let me scroll through so you guys can see all this. And I will also drop a link for this for those of you in chat, but you can just Google Orange Cyber Defense AD mind map. But anyways, enumerate SMB shares, we did that. We ran Bloodhound. Okay, that wasn't super helpful. What Bloodhound showed us is that Susanna McKnight was in the remote desktop users group. So that's how I knew I could RDP as Susanna McKnight. Bloodhound CE, so that's just Community Edition. Once again, nothing else real interesting. We could do LDAP. So once again, LDAP I don't think is going to be helpful. We've already done some LDAP enumeration. DNS also isn't going to be helpful to us. Oh, but this might be. So ADCS, or Active Directory Certificate Services, if certificate services in an Active Directory network are misconfigured, it can actually be a pretty quick win. There's various attacks that target the ADCS that could lead to domain admin. So as we work through this, we don't have SACM hooked up. Let's just follow this order. So we have ADCS enumeration. I've actually done this on real pen tests. So let's check this out ourselves. I think Certify is built into Kali. Maybe it's not. So sudo apt install Python 3 Certify. Okay, trying to overwrite. So we already have Certify. That's what I thought. I think. Is that what it's saying? Yeah, we already have Certify. Right? Certify AD, is that the name of it? There we go. So on Kali Linux, it's just called Certify AD, but it's the same thing. So you can see what we're going to do here is we're first going to run the find command, and I believe that's just going to find anything that might be vulnerable. I believe there's a way we can specify just what's vulnerable. Let's look. Manage certificates, authenticate, action, positional arguments. Fine. Let's just run this command right here. So I'm going to copy this right here, and we'll just fill it in together. Make sure you can see it on my screen. You can. So our user, we'll run it as Susanna McKnight. I think that's how she spells her name, right? Susanna with 2 N's underscore McKnight. Our domain is going to be, I think, ledger.thm, or it's thm.local. It's something like that. Our password, I think, is change.me 2023 exclamation mark. And our DC IP is going to be the IP of that ledger machine. We can grab that over from TryHackMe. Oh, we might want to actually specify we're using Certify AD first. Like that would be a useful flag to add at the beginning of our command. Okay, we're getting something. Now it should show us if anything's vulnerable into what ECCS attack or whatever. And I think I saw this on one of the web ports too. Okay, so we got it. We have our text output and our JSON output. We can just look at the text output real quick. And let me zoom in so you guys can see this a little bit better. Hopefully it looks better on your screens. So let's cat out that file. Okay, there is a flag to run that only looks for the vulnerable stuff. I think. Let me see if I can remember what that flag is. Am I crazy? Isn't there a way that it only shows us what it's vulnerable to, so I don't have to read all that? Vulnerable. Thank you, Nephos. How come it's not in the help? Right? All right, let's just try to rerun this with the vulnerable flag. I'm not missing it, am I? Quest. Shadow. I don't think so. We'll see if that flag is correct. But basically, this will help us read through the noise, and it will just tell us very quickly. Oh, I'll have to do H on the submodule. Got it. That's what I was missing. This will tell us very quickly, hey, here is the ADCS tax it is potentially vulnerable to. Then you don't have to read through all the noise, and it just makes the enumeration process a little bit quicker. So let me grab this. Okay, there we go. So exactly what I was thinking. We have an ESC1 vulnerability. And we'll go and read about that together. But let's go ahead and grab this for our notes. Helpful to grab the whole thing. So we'll grab this. And then I think we can actually exploit that from netexec if my memory serves me correct. All right, so we have that and ESC1. All right, so we'll scroll through here. Blah, blah. So ESC1 is a quick and easy path from basic authentication to the domain administrator. It is important to note that attackers need to have obtained initial authentication within the environment, which we have as Susanna McKnight with those passwords stored in the description, but almost any user account will work for this attack. Once they have that initial foothold, attackers can make use of tools like Certify to enumerate vulnerable templates from the ADCS CA server. For ESC1 to work, all the following attributes must have specific values as shown in Exhibit 3. So enrollment flag, authorized signatures, blah, 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 blah. Let me scroll through here. Okay, so here's a good thing of ESC1 in action. The attacker, that's us, is going to request a Kerberos ticket grinding ticket for the owned low-level account. The domain controller responds to the ticket grinding ticket for the low-level account. The attacker, that's us, is going to request a certificate from a vulnerable template on behalf of a domain admin. The CA returns the certificate requested for the domain admin. The attacker requests a Kerberos TGT for the domain admin using the obtained certificate, and the DC responds to the ticket grinding ticket for the domain admin. You know what we're going to do? Let me stop sharing my screen just while I authenticate real quick. And let's go like this. Explain ADCS ESC1 attack to me like I'm a 5-year-old. Sweet, we have a story. So this will help us understand it a little better. Imagine a big castle, your computer network. The castle has lots of rooms and computers and many people, users who need keys to get into the rooms. We have a special room, the key making room. That's the ADCS. There's a special room in the castle where keys are made. It's called Active Directory Certificate Services, or ADCS. It gives out magic keys that lets people into places. You're a clever kid. We're the attacker. Now imagine you're a sneaky, smart kid who figures out a way to ask the key making room for a special grown-up key, even though you're just a kid. Here's the magic trick. The key making room doesn't always check carefully who is asking for a grown-up key. So at the ESC1 trick, you can say, yo, I'm the king, or I'm the parent, I'm the admin, give me that key. And because of a silly rule and how some keys are made, this has to do with RSA and PKCS encryption is handled, the room says, yo, here's the king's key. So now you open every door in the castle, even ones only for the king. Why it's bad? This means a sneaky kid, a hacker, can pretend to be anyone, even the king, and take over the whole castle. All right. So I'll let you do some reading on your own there, but basically we're able to abuse the misconfiguration that doesn't check fully that, hey, we're not the domain admin we're requesting the certificate for, and then we're able to authenticate. And like I said before, I think NetExec can actually do this automatically. Let me read through the NetExec wiki on this. I know they have some of it built in. Oh, Neffel said the same thing. So we can go through the NetExec wiki and search for, well, ADCS maybe. Oh, is it just ESC8 that you can exploit? I could have swore it could do ESC1, but maybe I'm wrong. So that's ESC8 as well. I think Certipy can also exploit it. But maybe NetExec cannot. I know NetExec can exploit ESC8, but I don't think it can do ESC1. For those of you watching this after the fact on YouTube, let me know if I'm missing something here, if there's a way to do it with NetExec, because I'd be curious. But here we go. We're here on the hacker.recipes, explaining how this works. We can kind of glance through this. We're going to be, using our magic trick to get the parent or the king key. This explaining how it works. Scroll through. Okay, for Unix-like systems, Certipy can be used to enumerate and conduct. Okay, that's what I thought. I knew one of them could do it for you. And so it looks like Certipy can do the ESC1 exploit. So once a vulnerable template is found, a request shall be made to obtain a certificate. So to specify a user account in the SAN, pass our DC IP, our target, our CA name, our template, our UPN of domain admin. Okay, let's go ahead and grab this syntax right here. And I think what I'll do is I'll just open up a handy dandy notepad like we're in Blue's Clues and fill out this information real quick. So our user is Susanna McKnight at ledger.thm. Password, I'm going to put in single quotes so we can escape the exclamation mark on the end, is change me 2023 exclamation mark. Our DC IP is going to come from the room here. All right, our target is going to be our host, which I think we can still put that in right there. Our CA name is going to be the one that's vulnerable. Let's see, I think it would be this right here. Our template. Okay, so I think our template is going to be server auth. And UPN of domain admin should be fine. Let's see what I all messed up there in my syntax. Probably a lot. I don't know what that first warning was. Is there something I did not escape properly? Okay, well, that didn't work. Let's see if we can figure out why. The net BIOS connection with your remote host timed out. '87. Do I need to change something about my target here? Okay, so we know it's for sure vulnerable. I'm just wondering why my Certipy is not detecting it. Or it's not that it's not detecting, not exploiting it properly. And I think it has something to do with our IPs. Let's ask my... Oh, let me stop sharing it one more time. Oh, well... I don't think that's my issue. Oh, okay. See the note below the syntax given. Oh, here's our issue. The ADCS host must be a fully qualified domain name, not an IP. So that's on the host part. That's on target. Thank you, Baker Tech, for reading, unlike me. Okay, we still have that issue. Maybe it needs to be like the full thing right here. Labyrinth.thm.local. Did I spell labyrinth right? No, I did not. LABYRINTH. Labyrinth.thm.local. Let's try that. Hey, that was the issue. Okay. Beautiful. Let's grab this and add it to our notes. Generating the certificate. Right there. So we have the certificate. Now with that, we continue to follow through here. Can be used as pass the certificate to obtain a ticket and authenticate. And where I believe we're able to do that with Certipy as well. Oh, maybe not. Oh yeah, Certipy, that's what I thought. Can be used for the same purpose. So we're going to pass it the path to our cert, give it the DC IP, and then our username. Which would be like the administrator, right? Which I don't know if domain admin is actually correct. It may have been best to do administrator there. But we can try it real quick. So... like even with that space, that might mess it up. Here, let's move. And now we can certify AD. And now let's try this. If this doesn't work, I think we need to update our username so it's a real username and not just domain admin, if that makes sense. 10.10.28.87. Administrator. Make sure my face isn't blocking the syntax for you guys. It looks fine. And I'm just going to copy this up here for the domain. Okay, yeah, that's going to be an issue. We can't just do domain admin for a username. Let's try it this way. Let's redo the PFX with the UPN of administrator and see if that works better for us. What? I did the exact same thing. Did I not? Did I break the certificate when you request it once? Oh, there. Okay, whatever. Okay, if at first it doesn't succeed, just keep doing it. Let's grab the administrator one here. Okay, maybe it's... thm.local potentially. Okay, so we have the hash now for the administrator. Let's grab this, drop it into our notes, pass the ticket and getting the admin's hash. And now, WinRM isn't open, but we can do pass the hash attacks with xfree RDP. I just don't remember the syntax. Look, it's from Cali. What version of xfree RDP is on here, though? Okay, cool. All right. We could also, I guess, try to crack the hash. I wonder what the way forward is. I'm guessing we can just pass the hash. And I don't know if the syntax is up to date, but let's try it. So I can kind of see it through my screen there. We'll do xfree RDP. U is administrator. Do I really need to specify the domain? I doubt it. Pass the hash. Oh, it's right here. Okay. So pass the hash -v ledger.thm. Error account restriction from server. So it could be the administrator is not able to actually RDP into the machine, but there's other things that we can do. So for example, not SMB server, SMB, what is the freaking thing called? SMB exec, PS exec as well. Struggling, guys. We could also just like DC sync, couldn't I? With this, there's a lot of things I could do with the administrator hash. I could also just steal the hash for another user, I suppose. Well, no, well. Okay, can I do it from here? No, SMB login. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, is over SMB I think would work as well. Is it SMB exec? Is it just not in my path? Okay. We could try PS exec. Potentially. Right? Maybe? Yes? You guys tell me your thoughts. I think I'm overcomplicating this. And like, here's the thing I've noticed when I stream. Like, and if you've never streamed or shared your screen, it's like when you know people are watching, you forget the simplest of things and you overcomplicate it. At least I do. Maybe you don't do that, but I do that. All right, let's go ahead and pass it our information. So we'll do PS exec hashes. Can I just pass it just the hash, not the full thing? tgm.local administrator at target name. We'll just grab the IP here. I'm sure my syntax is wrong, but we'll figure it out. Okay, we might need the full thing. Okay, so it is the... We could try SMB exec. I think is going to be similar syntax. One way we could fix is if we got a ticket for a different domain admin user instead of the administrator. I think that's my issue I'm running into right now. So if this doesn't work, we can go back and do that. And just grab a different user. But we'd have to pull up Bloodhound again and look who the domain admins are, which would take a second to pull all that up. But can always do it. Let's go ahead and see what we need to do here. We'll pass it the hashes. Like so. And then similar syntax as before. tgm.local. And then just the administrator, right? Yep. And we'll grab the IP. Okay, so it appears that our administrator account is not going to be able to connect due to these account restrictions. So what we can do is then pull up Bloodhound, which I'm going to have to remember where I even put Bloodhound at. There's the Bloodhound CLI. Let's go ahead and just redo this because I don't remember. Oh, we can reset password. Well, let's first start it up, I suppose. So completion, config containers, install, fetch logs, running, uninstall, update. How do I just start it? All right. And then I don't remember the password, so we'll have to reset the password. We can pull the loop back into Bloodhound, and then we'll see who the domain admins are. We'll kind of redo our previous attack, which shouldn't take too long because we saved the syntax, which is the importance of taking notes. But instead of targeting the admin, we'll target a different domain admin, but that user, and we'll do it right Oh, I didn't save it here, but this we ended up doing administrator. But the administrator is unable to get RDP access or really any type of access. So I'll redo this attack as the other user. Oh, what's Bloodhound? Good question. I do have a short video on my YouTube channel that will explain it. But Bloodhound allows you to map out different Active Directory attack paths and misconfigurations. The frick? The beauty of doing this live. Hey Nephos, so we were able to like get the hash and everything for the administrator, but the administrator is not able to authenticate remotely with RDP or SMB or PS exec. So we just need to target a different domain admin. Oh, and I'm overthinking this. Hold up. What if we just go like this? Okay, come on. I didn't try WMI exec. We could though. Here, let's try that first. So let's try this, and then I will go over and identify another domain admin. But let's go ahead and grab the hash right here and give it a shot. thm.local administrator at, and then the IP. Fingers crossed. While Bloodhound slowly loads up, although I don't think we're going to need it. Okay, that's being slow. Come on. Why do I lose connection? I can't even get out of here. Silliness. The machine died? Are you joking me? You have to be joking me. Well, I think the machine died. That's awesome. Thank you, TryHackMe. Appreciate it. Yep. Oh, is it back up now? I see some open ports now. Okay, it died and then came back to life. Or maybe my WMI exec broke it. I have no idea. This is the beauty, guys, of solving boxes live. And hopefully, like, if you've ever worked through a machine like this, you've probably encountered these issues. But most YouTubers aren't going to show you these issues. So you can see it. It affects all of us, even those of us on YouTube. Let's go ahead and log back in as Susanna McKnight. Maybe. We can stop that scan. We don't need to do that. That was just for testing to see if it was awake. No, now I can't connect. I might just need to reboot this machine. Unfortunately. The machine is cooked, as they say. I don't know what happened to it, but it's clearly bugged out and I can't do anything with it. So now we have to wait 5 minutes for the stupid machine to boot up. And I will edit this part of the video so that it fast forwards it and you don't waste your time like I'm wasting my time waiting for this stupid machine to reboot. So note to Tyler of the future, edit this video, splice the parts at the 40-minute mark. I'm going to go ahead and make a note to myself real quick in Notepad. $40-minute mark. Yeah, correct. So I'm going back to Bloodhound. But now we have to wait for the stupid machine to boot back up. So, do something quiet and talk amongst yourselves. I'm checking Discord real quick. One second, I'll be back at chat. I want to see if THM has gotten back to me on Discord. They have not. All right. Oh, I already have Bloodhound Community Edition installed. Yeah, I don't need help doing that. All right, machine's hopefully back up. Let's go ahead and redo a bunch of stuff. I think THM might need to work on their infrastructure a bit between this and the Silver Platter issue. See if we can at least get connected back to Susanna McKnight real quick. I don't think I'm gonna need Bloodhound. I have an idea. I already have Bloodhound Community Edition, Lucky. What is that white screen? All right, here we go. Susanna McKnight. Give it a second to boot up. Hopefully we'll have access again. 2:40 in the morning here for the Try Hack Me Network. Are you joking me? Why? Oh my goodness, this is going to drive me crazy. Just do your freaking job. Why? You guys are seeing this live on stream. It's not just me. Yeah, it's this is not a me issue. This is a Try Hack Me issue. All right, I'm not finishing this machine. Try Hack Me needs to fix their freaking infrastructure. There will not be a part 3. Oh man, that pisses me off. All right, stop recording. That video will not get posted. Thank you, Try Hacking Me, for wasting 50 minutes of my time. Can't win them all. I'm pretty sure we just had to abuse ADCS there. We could abuse ESC1, which we already did. We just needed to compromise a different user instead of the administrator, and then the machine was done. So I was like literally maybe 2 minutes from completing the machine, but I'm done freaking rebooting the machine over and over again to try to get it to work. Very annoying. Terminate. All right, well, that sucks, but it is what it is. Try Hack Me first broke my machine that I made, and now trying to complete the other machine apparently is also broken. Like, there's some infrastructure issues that are going on. You guys all saw it live in real time. You saw me reboot the machine. You saw me redo the steps. You saw it connect. You saw it disconnect multiple times. I've regenerated my VPN. I freaking switched VPN servers. The attack box is broken too. Like what is this? I'll show it to you guys real quick. Oh, I have it open. Like, the attack box is bugged out. You open it, it has all these errors coming up. Are there issues at AWS? It's actually a good question. Not that I know of, but that would explain it. Hey, thank you, Vinny. I appreciate it. No, nothing going on here. Yeah, I mean, Try Hack Me is amazing. The SAL cert is cool. I think that the cert itself is cool. What I did not like about the SAL cert, and I've made this known to Try Hack Me, their initial landing page, and I don't know if they've updated it. Let's check out their landing page. What? Oh wait, that's not built into the page. That's just like showing me because I'm logged in. I was like, why is my face there? There's a few things about this that once I looked into it a little bit deeper, I just wasn't a fan. One was like, they said it was industry recognized the day it was released. What they mean by that is they worked with the industry to build it, but you cannot call your cert before it even releases industry recognized, right? That's not, it has to be out for a while for that. But I think they fixed. Oh yeah, here was the part that I just wasn't a fan of, especially comparing to like Hack the Box and Blue Team Level 1. Just let your cert stand on its own, right? And there was a few things here, I don't know if you guys remember this, a few things here that are actually inaccurate. And I reached out to Try Hack Me and they fixed it. Like, it was some of the pricing stuff, but I don't know. I've never been a fan of like cert saying, hey, here's why we're better than the other certs. If your cert's really good, just let it stand on its own. People will realize it's good. The other part that was a little bit iffy is the moment this cert released, there was like 20 influencers who made their videos, including me. All right. Like, I'm guilty. Well, I wouldn't say I'm guilty of this, but I had early access to the cert. I didn't take it, and I was even honest about that. I don't work in the SOC. But I made like a review video and just gave my initial thoughts on it. But there was like 10 or 20 of us influencers on YouTube that made a video the moment it released. But here's the difference between me and everyone else who made that video. I was not paid. I was offered to be paid by Try Hack Me, and I told them, no, I don't want you to pay me, because the problem is when influencers make sponsored videos about certifications, how can you trust their video? They are being paid to say what the organization wants them to say. I'm okay with that to some extent and other things, but I think when it comes to certifications, you shouldn't do sponsored videos on certifications because it can be misleading. So my video about the SAL 1 was not sponsored, and I will not be making sponsored videos on certifications because of that exact reason. So I get what they were doing, marketing push, but if your cert is truly good, and I actually do think the SAL 1 is a solid cert. If it's a solid cert, maybe give those influencers a free voucher, but that's it. You don't need to pay them money to make the video. And I can tell you, it is good money that I turned down to not make the video. So those influencers are financially motivated to say the right things about the certs when they make sponsored videos. But those are my thoughts after the fact. And I'm like, I love TryHackMe, guys. Like, I'm somewhat even staff at TryHackMe, kind of. I don't get paid, but I'm on a small team. There's like 10 of us on a QA team that QA machines before they release, and as a result, like, I have a free sub and stuff to TryHackMe. So, big fan of TryHackMe. I've partnered with them on a lot of stuff, but yo, I'm not beholden. I'm not beholden to any one organization. I will applaud organizations when I think they're doing an awesome job, and I'll also say, hey, this is something that needs to be corrected. Anyway, so speaking on what needs to be corrected, when you launch the attack box, this is what you're met with. I don't even know what this means. Unable to mount 77 megabyte volume. You get these weird unable to mount volumes, and it's not just me, it's when you launch it, it does it. Another thing that's broken with the attack box that someone pointed out to me from my course, and maybe it's fixed now, but cool doesn't work. Does it work now? Yeah, and it has bundle install, so if you want to do bundle install, you're going to run into issues. Whoops. You're going to run into issues because it can't run it as root. If you sudo apt remove cool and reinstall it, it also doesn't work. It's just, I don't know what the issue is here. It all comes down to some infrastructure issues that I think need to be fixed by TryHackMe. But anyways, I'm done ranting and raving on that. You guys saw the issues live on stream. I don't have to show you what those are. You are well aware of it. What time is it? 10 o'clock? We could. There's another machine I want to show off that isn't TryHackMe. Also, let me scroll up in chat, or is I missing stuff? Is Hexabox sharing similar issues, or is it purely THM? I wonder if there's a way to circumvent this. Unfortunately, you can't continue. I've had similar issues with Hack the Box. My biggest issue with Hack the Box, and you've seen this on stream before, I go to launch a machine and it just doesn't launch. I don't know why. But it will wait. It'll take like 10 minutes to launch. So I've had that issue with Hack the Box, but once the machines launch, I haven't had any issues. But also, to be fair, this is the first time I really had this issue with TryHackMe as well. So it is what it is. My favorite platform for stability is VulnLab, which I have showcased a lot on my stream. VulnLab is an amazing, affordable platform, but they were purchased by Hack the Box, and I don't know what that's going to mean for their red team networks and stuff. You'll probably have to have a freaking VIP plus subscription to get access, but I really love VulnLab as far as stability goes. Their infrastructure seems really good. And I have a whole bunch of VulnLab walkthrough videos on the back burner that I want to make. Like, when I was taking that 40-day break, I was still actively working and learning. I have like 7 VulnLab machines I worked through that I wanted to make like teaching videos on. And so we'll get to that. But guys, another platform that I'm still like amazed about is Hacking Hub. By a show of hands in chat, which is just like say I in chat, have you guys ever played with Hacking Hub? Let me know. Touching on VulnLabs, I saw in the Hacksmart Discord you mentioned there are labs harder than OSCP. Yeah, VulnLab is way harder than OSCP. Okay, OSCP is a glorified CTF, not even realistic. If you're just good at CTFs, you'll pass the OSCP. I passed the OSCP in 8 hours on my first attempt. Reality is, I was stuck for the first 5 hours on a very CTF silly thing. And once I was no longer stuck, I passed the rest of the exam. So actually, realistically, I passed the OSCP in 3 hours and then I wrote my report. I found the OSCP relatively easy. Vulnab, I'll spend days on one easy machine just to get like initial access. It's very realistic, but also very hard. Yeah. So a few people heard of Hacking Hub. Yeah, NomSec. NomSec stuff for web vulns. Now, I made a video about Hacking Hub when I first discovered it. And I said, hey, I'm going to showcase some of these labs. And like most things, I get distracted by the next shiny thing and I don't do it. I came back to this offline to check out Hacking Hub. And guys, this platform's free. And it's actually really well done. I didn't know it was free. Like all of it's free with the exception of the courses. So like, here, let me log in real quick. Sign in. I don't actually remember how I signed into this. Give me a second. Okay. So guys, Hacking Hub is freaking free. I mean, I still can't get over this. I even messaged, I just dropped it in chat. I messaged, let me see his name. Show it down here. Adam, right? I messaged Adam on Discord. I was like, dude, what am I missing? Like, what's the catch? What's the catch behind this platform? Why are all these Hacking Hubs free? I'm confused on this. And he said, yeah, we try to give back to the community. They make money from courses. So, like, if you go to courses right here, they make money on the courses, but that's it. And also, let me tell you something cool about this. This isn't official yet, but it's going to be official. I was talking to Adam, and I'm going to have some vouchers to give away to the courses, like NomSec's web exploitation certificate and John's Linux for hackers. So they're going to give me some vouchers to give away soon. So stay tuned for that. But I'm also in talks with them of some type of partnership, like maybe making a course for Hacking Hub. But very early, nothing's official. I'm meeting with NomSec and Adam soon, and we're going to talk about some partnerships that I can do with NomSec and Adam. So stay tuned to that. But anyways, this platform, I couldn't believe it's free. Now, here's a cool thing about Hacking Hub from our limited experience on it so far. But all of these hubs are like small web-based CTF machines, but they're all based on real bug bounty reports. And a lot of these have corresponding videos by NomSec where he says, look, I made $10,000 on this bug on this platform, and I made an entire Hacking Hub to share with you how you can exploit this bug. And then he has a video that shows how he found this in the real world bug bounty platform, the reconnaissance and everything, and you're able to follow along with the exact bug that he found in each one of these hubs, or like small little web-based CTFs. Once again, completely free. Mind blown. I was trying to figure out a way to subscribe. I was going to sub just to support the platform, and that's when I realized there's no way to sub. This is actually free. Now, on top of that, there's also challenges. Or not challenges, missions. Missions is what I mean. Missions are like longer ones. So the mission I went through was Vuln Lawyers, and this was really cool. It was a well thought out, multi-step web app exploitation where you have to take what you learn from one web app portion and jump to the next one and kind of dig down into it and enumerate. And I want to make a full walkthrough video on this Vuln Lawyers mission because it was really well done, very realistic. But guys, yes, Saturn, dude, this is free. Is that not crazy? So if we go to all here, I'll just show you some of this stuff. Like remote binge, you can see this is one that I did. All right, so you have this. It's based on a $5,000 RCE that somebody found, I believe, in Netflix. So this isn't like CTFE. This is real world. All you do is click Launch Hub. You don't need a VPN or anything. You get your scope right here. and you're good to go. Completely free. No strings attached. All their hubs, all their missions. Let me kill the server real quick. And the infrastructure, since we've been speaking of infrastructure, from my experience, has been really solid. But guys, if you have not seen Hacking Hub, I didn't realize how cool it actually was until I really dove into it. So I'm going to sign off shortly from streaming because I've been streaming for 2 hours. But I plan on streaming tomorrow. And in tomorrow's stream, I'm going to do a detailed walkthrough of the Vuln Lawyer's machine. I'll do like a full teaching. Here's how I see this in the real world. Here's the things that you can do. But if you want to try it ahead of time, give it a shot. Here, let me grab the link here and drop it. No, there's machines as well, but you need to realize this is a web app hacking platform. So the modules are like more of your basic machines. They're not modules, challenges are more of your basic machines, whereas the missions are like you have to put everything together, more like almost like a mini network for web apps. But it's a really cool platform. You should check it out. I've enjoyed it so far, and tomorrow I will make a detailed walkthrough. We'll get hands-on with the Vuln Lawyer Hub, but it's free. No strings attached. And I was so confused by that. I messaged Adam and asked, how is this actually free? But it really is. So make sure you check out Hacking Hub. It is a super cool platform. But hey, y'all, all that being said, I'm going to call it a night, I think. I'm disappointed I wasn't able to complete that Try Hack Me machine, but that's because of Try Hack Me, not because of me. Let's go ahead and see if we can find someone to raid. I do think these are all related to WebSec. Yeah, NomSec is big in the bug bounty world. Now, if you're new to terminology for live streaming, to raid is we take all of our viewers and send them to someone else. It looks like almost all of you on YouTube. We have 40 plus people on YouTube, only 20 people on Twitch. All of you should come to Twitch, even if you don't have a Twitch account, just so you can be part of the raid. So I dropped a link to my Twitch over in chat. Come join Twitch. Let me see who is streaming right now on InfoSec Streams. We have a bunch of people. BlazeBits is always a fun person to raid. BlazeBits is a red teamer, does a lot of Active Directory hacking stuff on stream. So let's go ahead and raid BlazeBits and see what he's up to. Let me stop sharing my screen. I'll get this raid set up real quick. Yeah, Ledger was a bummer, but it is what it is. And hey, one more time. If you have not signed up for my intro to AWS pen testing class, it works well, unlike the Ledger machine we were trying to do. So let me drop a link right here while I get logged into Twitch. One more time. Let's end the stream with the word from our sponsor. My Intro to AWS Pen Testing course is available right now for only $20 for lifetime access. This course covers everything from setting up your own AWS pen testing lab to IAM enumeration and Lambda and S3 buckets and privilege escalation, all ending with 2 full capstone challenges created by me based on things that I see in the real world when doing AWS pen testing. So go ahead and get signed up right now and learn AWS pen testing for yourself. Happy hacking. All right, there we go. There's the last thing. If you haven't signed up for my course, go do it. I'm going to go jump in the raid. I'll see you guys in the raid. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out. I will see you guys tomorrow night, hopefully, fingers crossed, and we'll dive into the Vuln Lawyer mission over on Hacking Hub. But see you guys then. Peace.